a measure of perspective in the leadership. The price for this recapture of reality is high indeed. It is unlikely that there ever was a war that fulfilled the initial hopes and expectations of both sides. Paranoid leadership. If a leader on the brink of war believes that his adversary will attack him, the chances of war are fairly high. If both leaders share this perception about each other's intent, war becomes a virtual certainty. The mechanism of the self-fulfilling prophecy is then set in motion. If leaders attribute evil designs to their adversaries, and if they nurture these beliefs for long enough, they will eventually be proved right. A leader's misperception of his adversary's power is perhaps the quintessential cause of war. It is vital to remember, however, that it is not the actual distribution of power that precipitates a war. It is the way in which a leader thinks that power is distributed. A war will start when nations disagree over their perceived strength. The war itself then becomes a dispute over measurement. Reality is gradually restored as war itself cures war, and the war will end when the fighting nations perceive each other's strength more realistically. Thus, on the eve of each war, at least one nation misperceives another's power. In that sense, the beginning of each war is a misperception or an accident. The war itself then slowly and in agony teaches men about reality, and peace is made when reality is won. The outbreak of war and the coming of peace are separated by a road that leads from misperception to reality. The most tragic aspect of this truth is that war has continued to remain the best teacher of reality, and thus has been the most effective cure for war.
So would we call that repetition then? The last paragraph in 72, it says, only war provides a stinging ice of reality and ultimately restores and then at the top of page 73, where is it? Reality is gradually restored as war cures war. I don't know, you see the war itself then slowly and in agony teaches men about reality in the third paragraph. And then wars continue to remain the best teacher. So he says it 4 times in separate.
It's hard to argue that this guy has.
Yeah. Does he have any fault?
I think the only fault might be that
he's very factual.
He's not like very creative. And
he doesn't have any emotional appeal.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he does.
There we go.
He does.
Yeah.
He talks about sending the soldiers into battle without anything.
Oh,
yeah,
right. Okay, yeah.
Like the Kaiser as a shining.
I'm not actually listening to what I'm reading.
So he's just not very. I don't know. If this was just like very factual.
You
Like
gotta
if
say
this was Mr. Craig's other classes, they'd be bored to tears.
Yeah. Empathetic? Is that a right word?
Empathetic? Empathy?
I don't know.
He doesn't like get the attention of all of the others.
But he's
just like
he's overly factual. She's in your class? No, she's in one of Mr. Craig's other classes.
I actually sat in on my class for like one day. It was interesting.
I don't. Yeah.
So what are we gonna rate this guy?
9.
Yeah. Wait, 9? How does that
Well,
sound?
hang on, Vic, I need that back
9 out of 10?
because I didn't save it to my computer in its completion.
Okay, 9.
I would give it 4.
Okay, I have to go. Bye.
Bye, Jalila.
Bye.
All right, what are we scoring it as?
9, 8 or 9?
9 or 10. I think it's the best argument we've had so far.
Then it has to be 9. Because Justin
You
takes
guys
that
decide that when you're in a meeting next week.
Alright.
Thursday.
I think so. We're done for today.
Why
Yeah,
do you
okay.
come on Thursday, Sarah?
Oh my god.
Because I've been here on Thursday.
Alright, closing this.